Good afternoon. I hope everybody is doing well. I'll just give everybody a minute here. Hello, Dora. How's everybody's day today? My day is great because I get to see you guys and do some crafting. Boston. And how's your weather in Boston today? I think I have everything out. We are going to do this fun floral birthday card. And this is a card that Spellbinders, they put together something similar for a retailer class that they're teaching. And I thought, I changed it up a little bit and I thought we should make it today. It's beautiful. That's awesome. Hey, Sandy, how are you? So we are going to use the Lisa Horton Budding Bloom Embossing Folder. It's a 3D folder. And this is back in stock in the shop. It's been really popular. You can see it gives you a really great embossed detail, and we've done a couple lives featuring that, and we've had used some, I think maybe it was lunar pastes or solar pastes. So if you look on our video page, there's lots of different videos with lots of different things. And then we've got the Spellbinders dies. These are the floral reflection dies, and these are in the shop. And they have all these little flowers to make these. I'm going to show you exactly what it cuts out, but it cuts out this image, and I'm also going to grab another card that I made. And these were designed by Spellbinders, and it's sometimes we do little retailer classes, so different companies will get together projects and teach a class so that we can use their stuff so we can bring it to you and show you it. So here's these flower dies. There's two of them, and you can see how beautiful they are. Like, they're really gorgeous. Hello, Diane. How are you? And this one is a different die, but so beautiful. And so we're going to use it on this today. We're just going to use one of them, but there's lots of different ways you can use this. You could even cut it apart. It has all the areas where you can add the blooms. So there's really, it's pretty much foolproof. You can do whatever you like with it. And you could cut this apart. You could make it into a bouquet, or, stick them in and make a wreath. Lots of different things. And then I thought, why don't we pull out this Better Press? And this is a little message sentiments set. So you get all of these sentiments. So there's 12 plates and 12 dies. You get the plates, and then you get the dies. I've kind of set them up like this on a magnet sheet so that I know exactly which die goes with which outline goes with which plate and what it says, so I don't have to read backwards. And you get each plate and each coordinating die, and you can also foil these if you have a foil machine. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the Better Press if you haven't seen it. Hello, Nancy. So this is what I did this sentiment, and it presses in such a beautiful image when you use these plates. I really love the effect. And then you get that letterpress kind of detailed impression. I also have these inks. These are, let's see what these are called. These are the nature tones. So there's different sets. There's a new one as well in the shop, and there's 4 different ones. You get a black with your machine, and you also get a roll of the yellow best ever craft tape. Here it is, which is definitely my favorite. And you get a plate with a sentiment, and there's lots and lots actually of different plates that have come out. And I actually just picked up this, and I haven't even used it yet, but I can't wait to use this. So these plates are going to give you the 4 different images, and then we have 4 different sentiments. And I think these are going to be really, really great for quick and easy Christmas cards. So I can't wait to use these. Hello, Laura. How are you? So that's what we're going to do today. We've got some Spellbinders gems, and we've got the tool-in-one, and I believe the one in the shop now is actually white, but it has the pokey tool. There's 2 different pokey ends on it, and then you've got this little roly thing that is perfect for getting out any kind of inside pieces. So let's kind of move this to the side, and just have to grab my better press paper. So let's grab that. Here it is. And the better press paper is in the store as well. You can either get it in a larger pack, or you can get the smaller ones that are cut to the A2 size. So really whatever size you want. And this is a little scrap of it, so we're going to use that. So I'll show you how this works first. Hello, Lorraine. How are you? And I will pull over my die cut machine, which currently at the moment has a lot of tape on it. And you'll see that, but I usually take it off before I show it on camera, but that's okay. This is real life. So the Better Press machine, we'll call it a machine. It's not electronic or anything. It's so easy. This is your base, and there's a specific name for it, which I do not remember. Hello, Judy. How are you? And I've got the top part, and these little pieces are magnetized, and it doesn't matter which way you put it on the base, it's going to fit. You've also got these little registration marks that this one is an A2, and I think this is probably 5x7 is this one, so you can put your paper on and line it up. Now I'm going to put this happy birthday to you. So I'm going to line it up here. And then I know when I put my paper on, I know that it's going to line up because I'm going to actually tape it on to this corner. So when you're doing this, this has a magnet in it, and so it's going to hold your Better Press plates on. Then you're going to take your tape, and if you had a full panel, you're going to tape it on, and it's going to go inside those little registration marks. So I've got a couple pieces of tape just to hold it steady, and we want to do that first so that then we can pick our inks, put our inks on. Oh, that's great, Judy. I'm glad you're doing well. You're looking forward to Scrapaganza? Me too. It's going to be amazing. So this is the Wild Berry, and we are going to put this on. Now this is an archival ink, and it is permanent. And so you can see I've got a little bit of staining there. You can use the Ranger archival ink cleaner, and that does a pretty good job of removing a lot of it. But this is, you're going to use this, and you're going to Um, Look, I put this on the wrong side. You're going to use this, and so it's okay if it gets messy. That's okay. We're just going to flip it over. You've still got a little time. Like, it's not going to dry immediately. So I'm lining it up. Obviously, engineering is not my strong suit. Okay, we've got it lined up. Let's give this one more. I'm sure it's fine, but we'll just give it one more little tap. You're just covering that plate with your ink. Then I'm going to attach it on the top, attach it on the bottom. And you can kind of see there's a space in there, and so it's not going to touch until it goes through the machine. So let's move this over, and I'm going to show you how easily it goes through. And see, you can see that I usually stick my tape on the top to give myself a little bit of, or to save it, because it works for a long time. Like, I can get 10 uses out of one little piece of tape. So we're just sitting it there, rolling it through, and as we roll it through, it's pressing the paper. And I'm just rolling it slowly. You can kind of hear once it gets past that plate. I'm not going to go forward and backward. I'm just going to go through, because I just don't want it to shift and then the ink, maybe to shift. It's probably fine, but just in case. So we're going to go through, and I'm pulling it up the same way, off of the bottom and then off of the top, and look how beautifully detailed that is. And you get this impression every time. It's so easy. Hello, Betty. How are you? So there's our happy birthday to you. And then we can actually, now here's our plate. I'm going to show you the cleaner. So I usually just take some rags, and you can either just wipe it off, or if you wanted to get it a little bit cleaner, then I would just spray a little bit of water, kind of dab it. It would take any extra off, but if you want to get a little bit extra off of there, you could add this cleaner. And this is the archival ink cleaner. And it works great for lots of different inks on stencils or stamps, if you have anything that's a little more permanent or stainy. But some of this is not going to come off, and I'm okay with that. So I'm just wiping it so that I get any residue of that cleaner off. And I love foiling these as well. So you can see most of it came off, and I'm fine with that. Now we're going to take our die, so we can move this out of the way now. And that's seriously how easy that is. There are so many beautiful designs with the Better Press now, and a lot of the Christmas ones are coming out. So if you want to have a look in the shop and see, you can see what is in there. So happy birthday to you, and we'll just turn this around, and then we can line up our die. And I love that they have these kind of like a bubble letter effect, so that it cuts out around the die. And we'll just run that through our die machine. So what's everybody been up to this week? It was fairly hot out for a few days, and it's a little cooler now. And we've just really been enjoying the last few days of summer. So here's our happy birthday to you. Isn't that beautiful? You find that using the shims, you don't get a good impression. I wonder, so you've got the shims in there. I'm trying to think, is there a better press? I'll find out something for you, Laura. I'll find out from Spellbinders maybe where you can check. I haven't had a problem, but I know maybe sometimes it's the machine. And are you putting a shim on top of your, well, you wouldn't want to put it on top of your plate. Anyway, I'm going to ask for you and just find out. All right, you can see that there is a slight impression and then you get this beautiful detailed image. This is waterproof ink, and so we've gone in before and taken like the butterflies, we've watercolored them. Here's a look at one of the sentiments foiled. So you can see that's foiled with some rainbow foil. Hello, Brenda Lee. Just checking if anyone else. Hello, Judy. It's a good day today. That's awesome, Betty. Okay, and then we can put this away. So now we have, let's do our embossing. So we've got just a plain piece of kind of a cream color, I guess, cardstock. I'm just very lightly misting it on the back. And sometimes when you have a detailed folder, it just helps prevent any cracking. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm going to put that in. And then if you have the Platinum or Platinum 6 and the universal adapter system, this would work like a Spellbinders 3D embossing plate, and you're going to remove your other plates, and then you're going to put your folder in. Usually try and put it just on a slight angle. You're going to use your adapter plate D, and that's all you need, and then you're going to run that through your machine. And if you do have that universal plate system, online, Spellbinders has on their website. So if you Googled Universal Plate System Spellbinders, it will bring you to a page that tells you lots of different companies' folders and what kind of shims or what kind of plates to use for each of them, which is really great. And sometimes you have to play around a little bit, but I think for the most part it works really well. So this is that nice embossed detailed image. Hello, Robin. So we've got, that's our backing for our card. And we can go ahead and put that on. And because there's so much detail on this, I decided just to use a tape runner. And I'm going to use, I feel like I always use so much. I usually use liquid glue, but I do like this tape runner. And I do not want my cards to fall apart, so I maybe put more glue on than people really need to. But I'm just going to put a few dots over, and just to make sure that it's really going to stay on because of that detail. And then I can put that onto my card base. I love this Budding Blooms folder. They are so nice, Betty, you're right. Now I cut this with, this is a Lawn Fawn, I think it's the mini slimline die set. And so there's a bunch of nested dies. And I thought this would look nice on here, but I need to cut it down. So I have my cream colored piece cut to 4 inches. And then I'll just cut this so that each of the edges are cut off. And then I have this cute little panel that can go on the top. And then again, I'm just going to use this tape runner. So it's hard to believe August is almost over, but I feel like the weather's been, it has been hot, but it's been like nice summer weather. The girls are heading back to school next week. They actually start a little bit later, so they start Wednesday is their start date. And we went camping and we survived. I'm just going to lay that on here. So that was awesome, and the weather was actually amazing. I'm going to take one of these Tonic media grip mats. I've cut this down. It's kind of a sticky feeling. It's not sticky, but nothing moves around on it. And so it will stick on your surface, and then whatever you put on it, your ink pads or your paper that you're inking, those are going to stay. And I thought what we would do is take our inks and actually use them on our project, because they're inks and you can blend with them and use them. So why not? So I'm going to take the tawny brown. Yeah, there's a lot of kids that have gone back or are going back this week. I don't know, just maybe because we're in the Catholic system that they're going back a little bit later, but yeah, it's nice to have that extra week. Amy went in and she had her photos done, which she said, because when you're in high school, you have to go and then you have your photos done, and then that's the photo that's going to be on your ID, but it's also the photos that you can buy if you're, buying school pictures. So the nice thing about it this year was that she said they let them look at the photos, and she said she redid hers like 4 times because she wanted to have a nice photo. It's on your ID all year. And so I thought that was really nice, rather than just taking one and that's it. And then, people are more likely, I'm sure, to buy photos if their kid likes the photo. Let me just give this a wipe. Well, I just cut this out of craft and then added a little bit of that brown ink on, and you can see this is a non-stick surface, and so even though that ink is permanent, it wipes off. Okay, so that's our base, our flower base, and then we can go ahead and add. I also like using this if I'm using the tape runner on little things. The tape runner doesn't stick to this and kind of only sticks to what you put it on, but I'm actually going to use just the glue. So we went camping, and the weather was beautiful, and some friends of ours had some paddle boards, and the girls got to go with them paddle boarding in the river there. And they went into Banff, and we went to the Christmas store because that's my absolute favorite. Yeah, and just they had such a nice time connecting with their friends that they haven't seen. And it's a group of people that we have gone camping with for since Erica was 6 months old. So, even if we don't see each other all the time, it's so nice to connect with people. And, there's just some people where you can just pick up where you left off. So it was really great. I really appreciated that. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind there. Hello, Jennifer. Oh, you just picked up your goodies. Awesome. What did you get? All we did so far is use the Budding Bloom 3D embossing folder. Then we put a panel of pink, and then we are putting on the floral reflection dies. Oh, and we used the Better Press to do happy birthday. Yeah, it really is dependent on the weather, hey? Hello, Irene. How are you? So I cut these out and it was a little bit thicker cardstock, so they stayed in there. So I thought that's perfect. And I can actually just put on my inks. So you can, of course, cut out all your flower images from colored cardstock, but this is a nice way to coordinate your inks. I'm going to use the same pink as I did with the happy birthday, um, and quickly customize your die cuts. And if you're just running them through with white, you could run through a bunch and then color them no matter or whatever you wanted, depending on the color card you wanted. You got Lisa Horton Interference inks. Nice. Did you get the second? I want to say batch, but you know what I mean. The new ones that came out. Pink Fresh and Spellbinders. Nice. So I have some brushes and I'm just tapping it in, and I want to do the small flowers and then the large flower with the pink. And I'm not like getting a ton of ink on my brush. I'm just putting a little bit, and then actually I want to do this peach, and how I'm going to do this is just put a little bit on, just a light amount on, and then we're actually going to go over it with the yellow. And I really liked how it blended. The yellow is called Saffron. And so we'll go over that, and you can see that you get that peachy, orangey color because pink and yellow make orange. If you wanted to have it a little bit more pink, you just go over it again. But I want these to be pretty light and kind of airy looking. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on this flower here. And then on, just trying to decide if I guess we'll do these ones yellow too. We'll do them a little bit darker. So we're going to put these on a little bit darker. So you can really control how light or dark you want. And if you wanted it to be a little darker at the end, you just kind of go like that. And then we are going to go with the French blue. And that's going to be these flowers here. Now I'm really just focusing on getting the bottom of these and kind of letting it go be a little softer at the top. And then of course you don't have to just use these inks with your Better Press inks. You can use them for with anything that you want to stamp and have kind of a permanent waterproof stamp. So if you wanted to stamp, I like stamping with brown ink and then doing watercoloring with it as well. I think that it's a little bit of a nice change. Hello, Monica. Now the top of my flowers here, I didn't really do too much with over here, but I'm almost thinking that maybe I'll put just a little bit of shading because this layer goes underneath. So Scrapaganza is coming up quickly. We are getting really excited about that. And if you're in Calgary, you can come crop with us. There's very few seats left, but you can come shop with us too. You can buy your shopping pass and get 2 days for the price of one, still, I think, until the 15th of September. Or you can buy it at the door if you just decide you want to pop in that day. All right, now we can just pop these out. Now if you die cut them on a different paper and they just fell out, then you can just put them on your media grip or a mat that holds them in place a little bit, or you could even ink your paper first and then die cut if you wanted. But I love how these turned out. All right, now we can go ahead and put those on. So let me get my glue. And you can pretty much see where they're going to line up. Here we can zoom in a little bit. You had hoped to come down and bring your mom. Is she not doing well, Betty? If you decide to at the last minute, you can always buy a ticket at the door. All right, so we've got our pink flower. It doesn't even matter if it shifts a little bit. It's just going to look like there's a little bit of shadow behind it. And we'll layer these on. So you can kind of tell, just match it up to see where it goes. I did see another sample where they had, what am I doing? I think it's this one, where they had actually cut a few different flowers, so cut a couple, maybe large ones, and just place them on. So you don't have to go exactly the way these are layered on. You can do whatever you'd like, really, if you want to layer them on a different way, but it does make it easy. If you want, you can kind of see, if you just line them up, which one it goes on. Although I don't think you'd even notice if you did put them on differently. She has too many commitments. Okay, she is a busy lady. Well, it's good to be busy sometimes. And sometimes it's good to sit back and put your feet up. All right. Has anybody gotten their issue of Creative Scrapbooker magazine? Let's see. I think that if you're a subscriber, they've been mailed out. And if you're looking at Sandy, I'm not sure if Sandy, do you get them in the shop? It's always fun to have a look at and get lots of great ideas. So I find this little one, there's like a thicker flower, there's a thicker petal, and I know if I line up that petal, then it's going to be lined up. And for some reason, I find it easier to put it on upside down, like my card upside down. And I love having tweezers to help position. I feel like it just makes it so much easier. So we always have a potluck at camping, and one of the ladies is vegetarian, and she always brings the most amazing dishes. And she had a potato salad there that was really, really good. But we always get such great ideas about different salads to try. She just seems to always bring the most fabulous dishes. And then somebody brought mac and cheese, and it had smoked cheese and had we heated it up over the fire, or she did, and so it had this smoky taste to it, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. And we did tacos. So tacos were easy because I could pre-cook and pre-cut them, and just pull everything out and heat it up. And then we actually had the vegetarian meat, non-meat, for the lady who's vegetarian and her family, or whoever wanted to eat it. That one. I don't have them any, yeah, everybody has a subscription. So yeah, if you've had your subscription, then if you have your subscription, then you'll probably have had it. And if you're looking for it and you don't have a subscription, you can find it at like Walmart and Chapters, and there's a few others. Shoppers, I think, has it. So, and there's so many crafty people that we know in our community. So fun to see who's in it and all the fun things. All right, we are almost done. This is one of those things where you could just have everything colored and then you could be sitting down watching a show and put them together. Erica has really been enjoying her last few days. She's been at the park as much as she can. The city had a little skateboarding skate park set up in Hawkwood. So we went to that on Tuesday. All right, so this is another part of this die set. It's like the centers. Plus you get this little round label that you could cut out. You know, if you had any sentiments or anything, you could cut it out. Am I in it again? I am, Betty. Yeah. I'm actually working with Creative Scrapbooker magazine doing some stuff, so it's so fun to just be involved in the crafty community. So I cut this out of the Spellbinders gold, I don't know what they call it, but it's like a mirror gold, but there's lots of different mirror gold in the shop. And then also the brushed gold is beautiful. Then there's a little center like this. We'll put this one on to our little peach colored flower. And who else is in it? Is Rosie in it? I haven't even finished completely going through the whole thing. I guess we should probably post that on the Scrap Shotz Instagram, Facebook, really. Jen Gagne, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but she's working with Scrap Shotz now, and she is a fabulous scrapbooker. She uses lots of mixed media. She's probably in there. I'm going to actually go through it after and we'll see. We'll see who of the gang is in there. These little tiny centers, which I forgot to put on this one, are really cute. Or you could even put the gems, the Spellbinders gems on them. That would look cute as well. Or like Nouveau drops. Okay, I think we have all and this little tiny flower piece. I thought the gold would just, kind of jazz it up a little bit. Because everybody likes a little sparkle. Okay, now, how's that? I think that's good. You could even come in here and add, this is right on my desk, so why don't we use this? This is the Nouveau Crystal Glaze, and it adds a clear top coat. I love using this. So we'll add this on to these little yellow flowers, and then when they dry, they've got this glossy coating on them, which is really pretty. I try to put that on at the end because I will probably stick my finger into it. Oh, congratulations, Irene. That's awesome. Yeah, there's just so many wonderful, crafty people sharing their stuff, and I know that Creative Scrapbooker magazine would love to put everybody in it. But of course, I mean, then the magazine would be humongous. But the new page call is out, and it would be for spring. So if you're interested in, even just checking out what they're looking for, it doesn't hurt to send in a photo of your layout, and it's super easy. Okay, so I'm using, these are another one of my favorite things, the 3D foam strips. There's a few different companies. These ones are the scrapbook adhesives. There might be a few different ones in the shop, but I love these. These are great for any kind of small little things that you want to pop up, and really great for shakers too. So we're going to put on our Better Press sentiment, and then I have these little gems, and let me see here what I need, and I'm not sure where I put, is my craft knife. I find that having the craft knife really makes it easy. I know I took it out because, oh, here it is. I definitely want to choose it. So I find, especially with these little tiny ones, if you just take your craft knife and just kind of grab them with the end of it, then it grabs the little sticky part, and you can kind of easily put it onto your paper. So these ones here are the crystal mix, but there's all kinds of different ones in the store. And then we'll get one of these little tiny ones. These little tiny ones as well would be so cute for the little tiny flowers. And then I saw one of the samples that Spellbinders did, and they actually used one of the little flowers and put it on top of the big flower. So you could combine those really however you want. Yeah, so fun seeing names we know. So here's a look at our birthday card. Perfect for, oh, and I think I did put a couple more gems there. So we may as well do that. There. Okay. Now we're done. Hello, Valda. Thanks, Jennifer. So that's all done. I don't think I have anything else to kind of show you. The Better Press that we just saw with the Christmas stuff on it. Those are new. I don't have any new product right in front of me, but there's lots of Better Press in the shop. And be sure to check out what's happening at Scrapaganza. Yeah, I guess just have a really great week and weekend. Do some crafty stuff, or relax and just have fun. Enjoy the rest of summer before everything kind of seems to ramp up. And I'll be back next week. So I hope you have a great week, and thanks for hanging out with me. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.